Hello YouTube and the League of Legends community, this is Shargaas coming to you with my first commentary playing as AD carry, playing Draven. Some of you probably noticed in a great deal of my League of Legends shorts that I play quite a bit of Draven, and just basically decided to make a video because I started a ranked team and I'm not like a pro or anything. I don't presume to be. I'm not gonna be like saying here that I'm making the greatest plays in the world or anything like that. But I feel like there's certain stuff when it comes to laning phases and AD carry which could contribute to some of the people in the community. Basically had the idea of doing this because I started just this kind of a casual ranked team, and one of the supports that I play with didn't really know a good way to lane with AD carry that really knows what he's doing, so to speak. So we decided to make one game where I would AD carry and I'll kind of explain to him during the time that we're laning phasing. How do we time the battles we do, and when do you get in, when do you get out, how do you dodge stuff? I kind of feel that I'm doing it pretty solid as an AD carry. I play all roles in the game generally because I really like to be versatile and just play everything, but yeah, I just hope it's gonna contribute something to the community, or that you could enjoy the video. In the meantime, while the whole jungling part starts, I'm just gonna say a few words about myself, since I'm pretty new to the whole YouTubing thing and making the channel and content. My real name is Guy and I'm from Israel. I live here and I work in a full-time job. The League is kind of like my passion, and I really read everything and research and play and do a lot of stuff all the time, and that's why I decided to make the whole YouTube channel thing, because I really kind of enjoy it. And that's it. If you guys have any questions about this video or about other stuff, feel free to talk to me later about this. Anyways, we're starting right now. I'm gonna try to focus as much as I can on what I am doing in this game, and maybe a little bit on other lanes, which I know are kind of struggling from what I remember, but at least in our lane we had a good time. The thing is that I want to talk about mainly here is what I'm doing right now, the trades that I'm doing. It's not like this Graves, obviously I'm not saying like he's the best player in the world or anything, because he's obviously not really retaliating during anything, but the thing is that a lot of people don't really realize is that you really have to read the mind of your opponent ADC in terms of what is he trying to farm. And when I'm saying what is he trying to farm is which one of your own minions is he trying to achieve. And if you notice in this whole laning phase, in this whole part, whenever Graves, at least most of the time, whenever he tries to get as much farm as he can or get some minions, I try to kind of read like which minion is trying to get. Obviously it's pretty easy when you have one of my minions very low HP, so he's obviously going to try to go for it. But also you gotta keep in mind that you don't just go berserk and trade all the time in order to try and zone someone out. The reason I say this is because sometimes you can lock yourself in a situation in which you're gonna die in, so you gotta do that smartly. You gotta really calculate the situation. And by saying that is, like for example with Draven, maybe this is something that I know that a lot of people, well, here is Ramus coming in for a gank. He's obviously regretting in the last second because we had vision. Kind of knew that he's coming. But in the case of Draven, not a lot of people know this. When you're spinning your axes, you don't always have to shoot them and like stay in place, and then you can maybe get it in a random location which you can't catch. If you notice, most of the time when I play Draven here, especially in the laning phase, maybe in games where I don't even necessarily do very well in the laning phase with Draven, unlike now. I always throw the axe and I like instantly go backwards because the axe returns to the location that you're walking towards. So that's why a lot of times it's very easy to dodge a lot of harass in the early game or just generally in the laning phase, because if you have any unexpected... Well, here comes a kill though. Just flash in, spinning axes, pretty easy peasy. But thing is that in order to avoid any unnecessary harass from the laning phase, you can just throw your axe from pretty large range and just move backwards. Then you will always catch your axe in the back. It does a lot of bonus damage, so you shouldn't be really having a lot of troubles in terms of last hitting. So yeah, I think that's something pretty useful. But you know, this is specifically for Draven. Obviously, I'm planning to make another video talking more about how you move as a champion, like in general, not necessarily just an ADC, but just in with champions in general, because it's very easy to avoid a lot of skill shots and a lot of harassment once you know when it's coming, how it's gonna come. And well, in here I don't have this particular part where actually you can see it's not really much of a perfect game, because I mean here my support dies because we didn't have vision of Ramus coming in from the other brush. This happens twice actually in this game, even 3 times if I remember correctly. Explained it to him during the game as well. You always have to have vision at this particular brush from a lane gank. It's always the gank that I have the biggest problems with, to be honest. And here, just to make sure that you're not going to go down unexpectedly like this happened. Although, can't say that I'm like really worried about the whole situation, because the kill did go to Ramus and it didn't go to Graves. They only got an assist, and I'm like pretty way ahead right now. 37, like I'm 10 kills more in creeps than the other lane, so obviously it's not a big deal. And well, as you can see here, another kill is coming up. He's a very exceptional chaser. It's even a 2 kills, right? No, not 2. Another thing that is very important, like in this particular bit, is I don't tend to chase like when it's really unnecessary, because I feel like, you know, once you step your bounds and you overextend, it's so easy to just die. It's very important to know when you back off. You know, we're still ahead even though the support died, so you just gotta keep having that advantage. And it doesn't matter, you know, 1 more kill or 2 kills. You just keep doing your outzoning that you're doing to the other AD carry, and it's gonna be completely fine. So what I'm talking about right now actually is not big news, I think, because obviously I'm pushing because Graves was away and I want him to lose as many creeps as he can. All the while I'm doing this, I'm going to try and harass him as much as I can. And this is also another important point. When you harass under an enemy tower, obviously you want to have vision. We have vision in the brush now. We don't really have vision in the tri-bush. And our jungler is coming in, so you can say technically that we do have some sort of a vision. But thing is that the enemy turret has vision, like it has hit vision all over this. Wait, I'm gonna just disable I'm gonna make a manual camera, sorry. Here we come and save our jungler because he gets caught out a little bit. Thing is though that I want to talk about this turret is, if you can see my cursor, you can stand all the way up to here just about and harass the enemy under its turret without the turret really doing anything much to you, because whenever you're gonna hit the enemy, you can just waltz all the way back here, which is pretty damn inside their comfort zone, and still be safe and basically, you know, not really getting a lot of damage, not not really putting yourself in a great deal of danger. The only thing that I really need to kind of notice when I'm doing this is be wary of Taric, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, actually. I mean, some of you might say, you know, yeah, you're not really watching what Taric is doing because, you know, he did get the drop on you by putting the stun, but that's not exactly correct, because one thing that is really good about laning against the Taric is you need to know, like, to read its mind in a sense that see when he's coming to do that stun of yours and just baiting him to do it and walking as far back as you can. And while you do that, the enemy ADC a lot of times is not very ready for it, so he's going to be overcommitting a few seconds after that. And while he's overcommitting, you basically gain your kills, which is a very important thing. And that's kind of what I've been doing whenever I've been against Taric in here. Although right now, I think there comes a part where I'm just killing Graves under the turret. Right now I'm just doing way too much damage for him to even want to try and do anything. And here's the second time that I talked about where we just failed it. We even had vision. It's just Rammus, he's way too fast. There's not a great deal that I can do in this situation, you know. I mean, Draven doesn't really have much of a means to escape or do anything except for his movement speed, and I've been blocked from every direction. Just want to say that was a really nice escape through the Drake. I actually on Skype yelled for him, you know, just flash through the Drake to the side, then you can probably escape, because he was beginning to get surrounded and it worked eventually. I was pretty happy about it. Anyways, enemy team is doing the Drake right now, obviously. They are going to take it. Actually, I am well aware that they probably are doing it, so I'm coming to check, and that's going to result in me dying yet again, unfortunately. And just reminding, like I said earlier, that's like very unfortunate. Taric just healed himself at the last second. I thought I would get a kill from this at least very surely, but I didn't. So, power of greediness. Anyway, so yeah, I should have probably ulted from far away. It was my bad, my mistake. Reminding all of you again that I'm not like a pro player or anything. I hope nobody thinks I am. I don't know, a lot of people have been messaging me lately, you know, can we play with you, you're so good, blah blah blah, all kinds of shit like that, but I'm very average. But I hope at least I can bring to light some stuff for everyone. So our jungler and our support are just gonna go all berserk all over Graves because he's overextending. He had vision. No, he didn't actually, only from the river, so yeah, he couldn't do a lot. So it's his bad, obviously. Right now we're 4-4, which is pretty even, obviously, and seems that our Katarina is handling pretty okay, I guess. She's out farming Swain at this point, so there's not much to be afraid of except for the health right now. But back to the ADC. I hope that the tower dive is going to come soon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's coming up right now. So right now we're pushing. There's not a lot that we can do except, you know, ending the laning phase. We're almost level 9 soon, I think, and it's pretty important that we get together with a group, and at least for me it was really important because, as you can see, the teams are pretty even. Oh, this is, sorry for stopping myself like every second, but this is a very important thing to notice also. Rammus came here and we had vision. I actually told my support that we need to stay back because there's no way that we're not gonna get like a gank right now, and even more so because of what is happening right now. They used the pink ward in order to clear our own ward, and I knew that they were doing that for making a gank right here. And you're gonna see that it's gonna result in our support dying because he didn't stay back as much as he should have. And right now he thinks we're just trading, and eventually here comes Rammus and whoop-de-doo, just a little bit of an unnecessary death. And These are very important points to be wary of. It's hard to notice while you're playing, I know, because you know it's a lot of mind reading, it's a lot of hunches. But this hunch has turned out to be very correct, so it's very important to notice these things and play safe. I think it's the #1 rule in this game. As long as you can farm and farm well, out-farm your opponent as much as you can, then eventually you're going to be okay. You just need good team fights, you need good protection from your team in order to just make the changes happen. And right here, Katarina comes and kind of make that change happen, catching Rammus off guard. But yeah, we want to end this laning phase as fast as I can. Specifically me also, because the other lanes are struggling. Recently Katarina died for Swain. There has been other deaths going around, and the other characters, well, I wouldn't say that they are becoming well too fed or anything, but it's very like here's the tower dive, by the way, not the tower dive, but like the tower harass, which turns out into a kill. You can see I just bait out the stun, like I said earlier, going back. Graves is not really retaliating as much as he should. It's safe to say that if he was a much better player, he could have probably like gained a good trade against me, but saying that this is average, this is what you have to do basically. All the while I'm gonna say that it's very important to end the laning phase, because I know that like right now I have the upper hand in terms of creep score and in terms of kills, having a lot of money, and I want to try and shut down all the other characters of the enemy team who's gaining an advantage as fast as I can. Right now you see our Katarina is being pretty much caught off guard, being in a bad place, and that's going to result, you know, in a death, like you see. But a lot of trades of kills. And it's a problem. It's a problem because some characters are becoming much beefier, much harder to kill, gaining armor and whatnot. And so yeah, that was my point basically. Eventually, that's what happens. Also, you know, once I get out of the laning phase, I'm just able to kite very strongly all the characters, Lee Sin and Rammus, and just be able to carry the rest of the team all the way out from the pit hole that we just kind of stumbled into. So yeah, this is pretty standard right now. Support is warding. I'm just doing my thing. I kind of don't like the fact that Graves is feeling a little confident about, you know, coming in and taking creeps, so we're trying to stay as forward as we can, because straight out on 2v2 they can't do anything to us. So, and I'm just trying to harass him even under the turret, because I'm telling myself there's no way I just can't, there's no way that I can give him the luxury of gaining any more money at this point. And you can see that I'm staying as close as I can towards the front creep that he wants to take, and the only way that he can actually get creeps is by doing the buckshot. And this is what I've been talking about, the range of the turret that ends around here. You see, I've been doing all of this at this front line of the turret, and there has been nothing that he could have done. You could have said that I've been like overfed or whatever, or I don't know, but this is basically how you do it, you know. I mean, even if it doesn't result in a kill, it is such an important thing to do, because it prevents so many minions from the enemy AD carry. Because anytime that he wants to get any form of minions for money, he's gonna have to suffer on his HP because of it. So that's something that a lot of people should keep in mind in order to keep your upper hand in the middle of the lane. Right now we're doing the drag.
Purple team has slain the dragon.
Doing it for ourselves as a compensation for the last time that we didn't. And I'm gonna fast forward this for a little bit, because we're just doing blue, going back home and buying a lot of stuff. But the rest of the things are pretty standard so far. Just trying to push and returning to lanes. Jungler doing his thing. Draven gonna clean its wave over here, and soon enough now there's gonna be a team fight breaking out. And this is really important because I can't stress this enough. I mean, this has nothing to do with me, like these skills here, but I do mean when I say that I can't stress this enough, because it's very important when you're playing AD carry that you're going to play with people that you can count on, and people that understand that your survival is the most important thing. It doesn't have to do with this particular moment in this team fight, because I just come in and clean up after the chase. And this is exactly what happens. You see, I just come, clean up through, chase after Tarek, he's gone. Triple kill with the easiest way, and just really have so much money right now. I don't even know what language they are talking here, but from one of my friends I understand that they are cursing us badly, just being very angry about this whole winning thing. I think Lee Sin thinks that he's beefy enough to come here and kind of shake things up, but you know, he could have killed this one easy. I don't know how he didn't do it, but I'm gonna pick him up as revenge for Katarina. And right now, that's like also not the smartest thing against the Fed Draven. There's a good reason why they say it's the League of Draven. Draven has so many advantages in the early game. He has such high attack damage. He can harass so hard against basically any opponent. And once he gets his money, once he gets his penetration and everything that he needs, it's just straight out almost impossible if you know what to do, how to take him down. And you can see some action here with Riven and Swain. A lot of more cursing coming out from Rammus. He was pretty damn angry in this game. Seems to me a little weird. It's been a 5v5 ranked. You would have expected at least that, you know, they would have kept their cool. Our Katarina is kind of trolling in our native language, which is Hebrew. You can't really understand anything, but it's kind of the way it is. And Rammus gets caught out here. He was checking his blue. You can't, you know, this is also a very good lesson. When you're being behind as a team, it's very important to ward like crazy all over the place, the entire jungle, your own jungle. And here I come to save the day. If you don't ward enough your jungle, then you're gonna have a bad day, because you're gonna get caught up by the enemy team strolling around there just the way that we did right now. And despite the fact that a lot of us got kind of caught out, they couldn't focus me well enough. There's been a lot of blocking here from my team. Nunu did his ult, which kind of kept me at bay because they couldn't get near me with the slow. And that's it. And Swain had no mana, just been strolling around there for so long he couldn't do anything. Right now it's just cleanup. Nothing that they could do at this point. Alright, so I'm just fast forwarding because this is basically the end, the commentary. The video is we're gonna win this in just a minute. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, share it, tell your friends, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. It would help me a ton. I would love for anyone to comment and leave me any kind of feedback on what I should do differently, how can I improve. It's really important for me. I want to do a lot of content for the community and just, you know, do a lot of fun stuff. And also just want to say stay tuned in the channel, because if some of you that's been subscribed to me for a while know that my girlfriend did a giveaway for my birthday just a month ago. I'm gonna do a different giveaway just by myself, again for the same amount, for a $25 worth of RP points. And doing that just, you know, because I want to be awesome, want to be able to make people happy. I will announce about it with official video. In order to be in that giveaway, you just need to be subscribed or just get more subscribers. You know, whoever is subscribed is going to enter that list of raffle, and we're going to eventually declare the winner after a while, like a month, I guess, like the previous raffle that I did. And that's it. Enjoy the ending of this video, our winnings, and have a great day. Thank you all for watching.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.